Hi, this is regarding five elements which are the most fundamental for any life with respect to human life is concerned, and to majority of the extent, it can be even living beings on the planet. So, five elements are one of the key components in the formation of life, without which existential possibilities are very less. So, a human body is the combination of all the five elements in different proportions, and each element has its own contribution in the formation of life. So, there are so many instances where people run out of oxygen during medical emergencies, where people lose body temperature. That is also one of the medical emergency where people will run out of water, that will become dehydration. That is also another possibility. So all these instances, it is because of the game which is being played inside our body, which is in fact the combination of five elements in our body. So this is foremost and fundamental composition in our body, without which survival is very, very minimal possibility. So, having said that, maintaining a good proportion and quality components of these five elements are the fundamental responsibility of any human being. Whether somebody will tell you to follow, or somebody reminds you, somebody guides you, irrespective of all that, it has to be your or our self awareness, where we need to be very, very careful in consuming all that thing. Even this is the very important aspect which we need to keep in our mind, without which survival is impossible. So we are surrounded by any such environment, then that is not the right place to stay. We have to find out a better place to make a living. When I say make a living, it is like finding a place where we'll get a right or sufficient proportion of these five elements in a purified manner or purified versions. So let's look into some of the details or the information which is there in front of us to understand better about it.
Before the first sunrise, before the first heartbeat, before the first human ever opened their eyes, there was only silence. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of infinite potential. From that timeless stillness emerged the supreme consciousness, beyond birth, beyond death, beyond time. The Vedas call him Krishna. Not merely a historical prince, not simply the hero of the Mahabharata, not only the divine flute player of Vrindavan, but the eternal source from whom everything originates. Everything that exists, everything that moves, everything that breathes comes from him. The image before you is not merely mythology, it is philosophy, it is psychology, it is biology, it is spirituality woven into one profound visual metaphor. Krishna kneels beside a clay pot. Inside that pot are 5 colorful faces. Water flows continuously from 9 openings carved into its surface. At first glance, it appears to be a sacred artistic creation, but beneath every detail lies an ancient truth about human existence. This is the story of you. According to the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna declares earth, water, fire, air, and space, along with mind, intellect, and ego, constitute my separated material energies. Every human body is created from 5 eternal elements known as the Panchabhutas. Prithvi, earth, the element of stability. Your bones, your muscles, your skin, your teeth. Everything solid within you belongs to earth. When you return to dust, the earth simply reclaims what always belonged to her. Next comes Jala, water. Nearly 70% of the human body is water. Blood, tears, sweat, saliva, every flowing fluid. Water nourishes life, yet water never belongs to us. The day life leaves, the moisture slowly disappears, reminding us that water was only passing through. Then comes Agni, fire. Not the fire you see burning outside, but the invisible flame within. Your digestion, your metabolism, your body temperature, your vision, your energy. When that inner fire weakens, life begins fading. Without Agni, even food becomes useless. Then comes Vayu, air. Every breath you inhale, every word you speak, every heartbeat, every movement. Life begins with an inhale. Life ends with an exhale. Between those 2 breaths, your entire story unfolds. Finally comes Akasha, space. The most mysterious of all elements. Without empty space, your lungs cannot expand, your heart cannot beat, your thoughts cannot exist. Space is the silent host of all existence, invisible, yet essential. Together, earth, water, fire, air, space. 5 ancient builders, 5 eternal architects, 5 divine masks inside the sacred pot of life. In the artwork, they appear as living faces. Each face has its own personality, its own expression, its own energy. Because every element possesses unique intelligence, yet none of them are truly independent. Above them sits Krishna, not inside the pot, not trapped by matter, but gently guiding every element. The symbolism is extraordinary. God does not become imprisoned inside creation. Creation exists because God sustains it. Now look carefully at the pot itself. It is made of clay, simple, fragile, ordinary, exactly like the human body. The Sanskrit scriptures compare the human body to a clay vessel, beautiful while intact, powerless once broken. Clay is shaped from earth, it temporarily holds water, it can withstand fire, it depends upon air to dry, it exists within space. The pot itself is also made from the 5 elements, just like you. Your body is not separate from nature, it is nature temporarily organized into human form. Now observe something fascinating. The pot has 9 openings, water continuously flows through them. These 9 openings represent the Navarandras, the 9 gates of the human body. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, the organ of excretion, the organ of reproduction. 9 gateways, 9 windows connecting your inner universe with the outer world. Every experience enters through these gates. Every attachment begins through these gates. Pleasure enters, pain enters, knowledge enters, illusion enters. Through these very same openings, life continuously flows away. Just as water escapes from the pot, time escapes from the body, energy escapes, youth escapes, strength escapes, breath escapes. One day, life itself quietly flows out. No one notices the exact drop that empties the vessel. Why does the water never stop flowing? Because life itself is constant expenditure. Every second, millions of cells die. Millions are reborn. Every breath is borrowed. Every heartbeat spends a little more of your remaining life. You think you are gaining age. In reality, you are spending it. Then why is Krishna smiling? Because he knows something humanity often forgets. The body is temporary, the self is not. The pot will crack, the water will stop, the elements will separate, but consciousness, the witness, the soul, continues its eternal journey. Krishna reminds Arjuna, weapons cannot cut the soul. Fire cannot burn it, water cannot wet it, wind cannot dry it. The soul is beyond all 5 elements. It merely occupies them for a while. Notice Krishna touching the faces. This gesture is deeply symbolic. God continuously balances every element inside us. Too much earth creates attachment. Too much water creates emotional instability. Too much fire creates anger. Too much air creates restless. Too much space creates detachment from reality. Health is harmony. Disease is imbalance. Spirituality is remembering who governs them all. Krishna. Modern science speaks about atoms. Ancient wisdom speaks about elements. Modern medicine studies organs. Ancient sages studied energy. They are different languages describing the same mystery. One explains how life functions. The other explains why. Every morning you awaken because the 5 elements cooperate. Earth supports, water nourishes, fire transforms, air energizes, space accommodates. The moment even one refuses to cooperate, life changes forever. We often thank doctors, we thank family, we thank nature. But how often do we thank the unseen intelligence orchestrating all 5 elements simultaneously? The clay pot also teaches humility. People polish the pot, decorate it, protect it, compete over whose pot appears more beautiful. Yet every pot eventually returns to clay. King.
namaste to all. Have a lofty day. Have a lofty day.